Hello, hello. How you doing? Hope everything is well. Everything's going real good here, as you can see. Everybody's showing me fantastic colors. Everybody's doing good, swimming around, doing what they should. In front of the glass. I brought a couple scavengers in here, so I need a little more cleanup crew action. So we're going to use a couple young angelfish that I've had downstairs for a few months, at least 2 months, um, maybe more. They were literally fry sized, like fit inside a dime. Maybe their fins would have stuck out a little bit, but barely. And I've grown them up this much, so they're good and healthy. Because fish that young, if they weren't good and healthy, they wouldn't have grown this fast, and they just wouldn't have survived because they were so young. So I have no worries about these two angels. Other than maybe when they grow up, they could pair up and get aggressive, but I'll just separate them should that happen. For We should be good for about 4 or 5 months before I have any problem like that, and they'll eat up any remaining food that hits the bottom. They've already been grazing since I put them in, and they've been going over the area where I feed, so they're doing what I want, which is good. I was starting to worry that too much food might be hanging around, and I don't want that. I need someone to eat it, so those angels will take care of that for me. Yup, yup, yup. So, the biggest criticism I've heard, basically, from he who we shall not name, is the argument over there is I'm running a fool's errand because you can't control bacteria in your water column. Impossible is the suggestion. You just can't do it. But I have done it, and it does work. And everything I explain to these people makes complete sense. I mean, anyone in the hobby knows why we call. Everyone knows what beneficial bacteria is. And I'll recap. It's the stuff that sticks to surfaces. It's not the stuff that floats in your water. They don't call free-floating bacteria beneficial bacteria. They don't do it. You see, it's not rocket science, okay? They just, they don't want to get it. Now, free-floating bacteria lives in your water column, which means it's floating around, right? So if you run it through one or two different types of UV, and that UV is strong enough to sterilize and or kill it, your water becomes bacteria free. It's very easy to control the bacteria in your water using UV, provided you have a strong enough bulb. Very easy, okay? And when you remove that bacteria from your water column, the resources that are living in your water column that your plants are feeding on, and that the actual beneficial bacteria is feeding on, becomes more available for both your plants and your beneficial bacteria. So what you end up doing is you end up farming a robust community of beneficial bacteria by eliminating its competitor, free-floating bacteria. And because the free-floating bacteria is not consuming oxygen and minerals and everything else out of the water that your plants want, your plants do better too. My plants are doing better now. There's a reason for that. So they don't want you to run a UV, because if you run a UV, their whole mantra dies. Everything they talk about becomes irrelevant. And that's why they hate what I'm preaching. That's why they're coming after me. They really have no case. They haven't knocked it down whatsoever. All they're saying is, well, you can't control it. You can so control it. You can control it very, very easily. And I've just explained how. I've just explained the benefits to controlling free-floating bacteria. Letting your water column run amok like a swamp benefits nothing in your tank. Nothing. The discus fish that were being displayed in that tank while they were trying to, I don't know, have a talk about me, were not healthy. They were already stunting. Okay, they don't have good meat on their bodies. And then if you look at the previous discus, that tank, which he posted 2 months previous, there were several other discus in that tank that were smaller than the ones that are still currently alive. Those discus are all gone, and they're gone for a reason. They're gone. They were stunting horribly in the previous video that was 2 months older than now. Yeah, so anyway, his population's already down in 2 months. That's all I gotta say. They're trying to tell you I don't know what I'm doing. Look at my fish, okay? Look at this fish, this white fish, 2 months ago. Now he's had those fish for more than 2 months, okay? Now roll back my video 2 months and look at this white fish, and then look at how much he's grown in that time. And then his videos, his fish haven't even moved. They haven't even moved because the only thing that moved in size on his fish are the eyeballs. The eyeballs keep growing. This is how discus stunting works. The eyeballs keep growing, the fish does not. Look at the eye to body size ratio of his discus. Okay? Look at them now. Look at them in a month from now. You see, he's going to have to keep broadcasting this tank to prove his point. But you're not going to see it very much, if at all. Very soon, it's not going to be there. And unless he really starts water changing like mad, his fish are going to continue to stunt and become less and less healthy and then die. Because that's how it works with these fish. The truth is, he doesn't know what he's talking about. If he's telling people to put discus in a tank like that, okay, he either knows what he's doing and he doesn't care, or he's absolutely naive and he doesn't know what he's talking about. And I honestly, I don't see a man who's naive there. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. And if you roll back far enough in his history, he's done this discus thing in the past. There's some 4-year-old videos, same thing. You don't see them very often afterwards. He talks about how you can run discus, and then you just don't see them anymore. You gotta ask yourself why. Dig through his history, look for his discus videos. It's all gonna make sense. Thanks for coming out. We'll catch you on the next one.